Today, we are diving deep into Dr. Joe Dispenza's book, You Are the Placebo. And let me tell you, the core idea is an absolute game changer. The simple fact that your mind has a real scientifically proven effect on your body. Think about it. You've got a personal pharmacy right there between your ears. So let's just jump right in with a question that gets to the heart of it all. Is it really possible that a thought, just a thought, could shrink a tumor? Or, and this is the flip side, could a belief be so powerful that it could actually, literally, cause someone to die? To even begin to answer that, we've got to look at some truly mind-blowing stories from actual medical records. Stories that are going to challenge everything you think you know about what the human body is capable of. Okay, check out the incredible case of Mr. Wright back in 1957. He had advanced cancer, but he heard about this new miracle drug, Krebbiozin. He was absolutely convinced it would save him. And his tumors, they literally melted like snowballs on a hot stove. But here's the thing. The drug was just worthless mineral oil. When he found out it was a dud, he relapsed immediately. So his doctor, who was pretty clever, tried an experiment. He told Mr. Wright he had a new, super refined version of the drug and injected him with nothing but sterile water. And what do you think happened? The tumors vanished all over again. The final tragic proof of this power came when an official report declared the drug a total hoax. Mr. Wright's hope was shattered, and he died just 2 days later. His body was never responding to a drug. It was responding to his belief.
And this wasn't some one-off fluke. You've got the case of Sam Landy. He gets diagnosed with terminal cancer and is told it's a death sentence. He completely accepted it. His health declined right on schedule, and he passed away. But the autopsy revealed something stunning. The cancer was so minimal, there was no way it could have killed him. He died because he, his family, everyone believed he was dying. He died from a thought alone.
And this effect goes way beyond just pills and diagnoses. There was this famous study on knee surgery where they split patients into 2 groups. One group got the real full-on surgery. The other group, they were put under, the surgeons made the incisions, and then they just stitched them back up without doing anything else. A total sham surgery. The results were unbelievable. Both groups reported the exact same level of pain relief and improved mobility. Their belief that they'd been healed was just as powerful as the surgeon's scalpel. Okay, so if belief is this powerful, how in the world does that actually work? What's going on inside our bodies? Let's get into the science of how a thought can trigger such a massive physical change. This quote from Dr. Dispenza just nails it. And we're not talking about some abstract philosophical idea here. This is straight-up biology. Our internal world, our thoughts and feelings, is in a constant conversation with our physical body. We are actively, moment by moment, building our own reality. So here's how that biological chain reaction works. It all starts with one new thought. That thought makes new groups of neurons fire together, which literally starts to rewire your brain. This new brain activity then releases a whole new cocktail of chemicals into your body. And that new chemistry travels all the way down to your cells and sends new signals directly to your genes. And this brings us to the fascinating field of epigenetics. What it's showing us is that our genes aren't our destiny. It's better to think of your DNA as a massive library of potential blueprints. Your thoughts, your feelings, your environment, they're like the librarian, deciding which books to pull off the shelf and read. You can literally signal genes for good health to turn on and genes for disease to turn off. Okay, so this begs the obvious question, right? If our minds are that powerful, why aren't we all just walking around healing ourselves at will? Well, the book argues it's because most of us are stuck. We're running on autopilot, in a subconscious loop, a habit of just being our old self. To really change, to break that habit, you have to become greater than 3 things. First, your own body, which, get this, can become chemically addicted to familiar emotions like stress, guilt, or fear. Second, you have to be greater than your environment, all those people and places that trigger the same old automatic reactions. And finally, you have to be greater than time, that deep-seated belief that your future is just going to be a repeat of your past. So how do you actually do that? How do you break the cycle? The primary tool is meditation. And we're not talking about just trying to empty your mind here. This is about using meditation to get beyond your chattering analytical mind so you can access the subconscious operating system where all those old programs and beliefs are stored. Now, here's the secret sauce. The technique is to combine a really clear intention of what you want your future to be with what's called an elevated emotion. By feeling gratitude or joy as if your healing has already happened, you are emotionally teaching your body what that new future feels like. Your body literally starts to believe it's living in that new reality right now. Okay, I know this all sounds great in theory, but does it actually work for real people with real problems? You bet it does. Let's look at some of these absolutely incredible transformations. So, let's take the story of a woman named Candace. She gets diagnosed with Hashimoto's disease, which is a serious autoimmune condition, and her doctor gives her a pretty bleak outlook for her future. But Candace made a choice. Instead of just accepting that fate, she decided that a doctor's diagnosis was just an opinion, not her destiny. She refused to let it define her future, and she decided she was going to become her own placebo. So, every single day, she did the work. She went into meditation specifically to overcome the old Candace, the version of herself that was addicted to stress and fear. She rewired her brain. She changed her body's chemistry, and her body had no choice but to respond to a new mind. Her symptoms started to fade until eventually they were just gone. And Candace's story, as amazing as it is far from unique. The book is filled with stories like hers. I mean, look at this. You have Lori, who healed a bone disease that doctors told her was incurable. You have Joanne, who went from being bedridden with MS to practicing yoga. Over and over again, you see people who changed their internal state, and their physical health followed suit. So everything we've talked about, all these stories, all this science, it really brings us to one final powerful question. And this one isn't about Mr. Right or Candace, this one's for you. If your thoughts, beliefs, and feelings truly create your reality, what belief are you ready to change?